Good evening and welcome to FYI for your information, your weekly show bringing you the latest opportunities, services, and inspiring stories from across our communities. Now, I'm your host, Alvina Ali, and tonight we're talking about something incredibly important for families: early years education and childcare. Now, choosing the right nursery is one of the biggest decisions a parent will make. It's about trust, safety, learning, and giving your child the very best start in life. Now, tonight we're shining a spotlight on a brand new provision that's creating a real buzz in the community: the first Muslim Little Doves Nursery and Preschool in Wolverhampton. So, joining me in the studio today is the director, Ashfaque Chowdhury. Brother Ashfaque, welcome to FYI on Iman 1.
Jazakallah, and it is really a pleasure to be here with you.
Thank you. So let's talk about the vision then, Brother Ashfaque. So what inspired you then to open Little Doves Nursery and Preschool?
I think the inspiration actually comes from abroad. I had a great opportunity in the summer to visit Malaysia, where we visited as part of a touring project the world's largest Muslim nursery chain.
Okay.
So they actually had a large event, and believe me or not, that event had taken place at a stadium. And that kind of really opened my eyes to what the possibilities are for work in early years. Often a very neglected area, often an underinvested area, and an area perhaps our community hasn't gone into much, as much as it should have. Watching their event had taken place at a stadium, you can understand thousands of parents and children and engaged parents looking at the Islamic nursery system in Malaysia. Little Caliphs has got about 570 odd nurseries across the country. Great expansion, great R&D as well, looking at every stage of a child's development. They are the country's best nursery as well, apart from being a Muslim one as well. So it is quality, but ethos both at the same time. And you can see that message resonate across the piece. Again, I attended another event of theirs. It was called Little Hajj, where about approximately 4,000 odd young people came and they simulated the Hajj. It was a beautiful environment to look at. So that kind of opened my eyes to what's possible, what can be done in the community, really, to be honest.
So as we have diverse listeners on Iman 1, obviously your nursery has been described as one of the first Muslim-led nurseries of its kind. So what does that mean for people who don't know?
So it means we are still as inclusive as any other nursery would be. So a very inclusive force, with our staffing being inclusive, with our children being inclusive. But what we have done different is that we have upgraded our facilities and what we are offering our Muslim parents. So prior to takeover, in September this year, so we've literally started.
Yeah.
And very pleased to say that, alhamdulillah, with Allah's blessing, we've also had a fantastic offset inspection. A report is available online to have a look at, which is a complete turnaround from where it was. A great investment has also kind of gone in terms of premises, in terms of staffing.
Yeah.
In terms of leadership, we've invested heavily in bringing in leaders, experienced leaders, very experienced leaders of outstanding schools and Muslim schools as well at the same time, to blend what a quality early years provision looks like, but also being very much there to support the needs of the Muslim parents. So the first change, very straightforward one, which I suppose in Ramadan everyone resonate with, is halal. There was no provision for halal food. Muslim children prior to takeover would actually eat vegetarian only. That's it. And really for a child, unless of course parents are vegetarian by default, but generally for a child, it is almost like missing out.
Yes.
Not having equal rights to everyone else. So that was the first change. Again, in terms of recognizing Muslim children. So, for example, yesterday, I know it's a bit early,
Yeah.
but because tomorrow, again, we've aligned Muslim holidays. So tomorrow is the first time ever the nursery is going to be closed for Eid,
Wow.
Eid
Excellent.
holidays. And again, it's inclusive, which
Mhm.
means nobody's coming. So the non-Muslim staff, they also have a day off,
Excellent.
literally, though it's not Christmas Day, but
Yeah.
they are having a day off.
Mhm.
And perhaps that's also resonating with them in a way. I look at it as a way of dawah as well, for them to also contemplate, okay, Muslims, they celebrate. So it's a way of interfaith understanding as well. The Muslims celebrate Eid. Again, Ramadan was celebrated visibly by displays. And we're bringing a much more thematic approach as the time goes on. And especially for the SEN children.
Yeah.
As you know, SEN in nurseries are a very, very neglected area. SEN in schools starts becoming more serious. There's far more sort of help and support that's available. The government has certainly recognized that now, and they have now decided to make SEN provisions equal from nurseries all the way up to GCSEs. So what that meant is that we take those extra care, but also comply with their religious needs, be it whatever the need of the child is from an Islamic perspective, eating halal, certain requests from parents, how they want the children to be looked after.
Yeah.
We have again, I know there is quite a push in certain earlier settings about digital provisions. Again, we just made that extremely minimalistic, so you won't see children sitting down in front of a large screen for hours and hours. And again, it's all customized. So for Muslim children, we've got provision for Islamic rhymes to learn those, and so on and so forth. We invested in those provisions. So there's been a systematic upgrade of everything, where we are catering much more specifically for the needs of the Muslim children.
Very well thought out. So talk about catering then. So what age groups do you cater for?
So we cater for, just after 9 months. I think that's the easiest way to put it. It's not bang on 9. It's basically the term that the next term after your child becomes 9 months. So if your child has become 9 months before September, then you're lucky, of course. Your child will start in September. But for whatever reason, your child became 9 months after September, then you will start in December. And then if your child again has become 9 months, say after December, then your next option would be to start in April. So that's the way it starts, and it goes all the way until they become just under 5. So which means at 5 the children can still technically continue in a nursery, but then the funding stops for them.
Okay.
So you can continue all the way until their sort of birthday of 5. They become 5.
So for these children then, what does a typical day look like for them then?
Right, so the typical is slightly non-typical. So let me break this down a little bit, and it's going to help the parents as well. So in nurseries, you have mostly nurseries about 38 weeks a year, give or take. So it's not necessarily 48 weeks. So it is 38 weeks that's actually funded. So those are the academic weeks that are funded. If parents require something beyond that, they can always pay for whatever work purpose and so on and so forth. And based on eligibility, it's either 15 hours or it's 30 hours.
Okay.
So if it is 15 hours, then the parents get the choice how they want to split that. Now some might say, okay, can you give me 1 day full time? Now the full time is going to be like 9 to 3. Or they might say, actually, no, I just want 3 hours a day, 5 days a week, which means Monday to Friday is going to be 9 till 12. And I want that particular session. So it little bit subjective around 3 things. One is parental work. If both parents work, and this is the new government initiative, that from after 9 months all the way up to 4 years, that the child will be funded. So if mom and dad both work, and they worked as a minimum of £183, I believe. £183 a month. At least both of them earn at least that much, and don't earn beyond 100,000 each. But I suppose there'll be far and few of those that mum and dad both earn 100,000. But as long as they don't earn over 100,000, under 100,000, then they what is going to happen is from 9 months onward, all the way until under 4, they will be totally funded for 30 hours.
Okay.
Which means like a typical, they can almost treat it like a typical school where they drop the children at 9, pick them up at 3, and the child will be, getting almost like a school-like experience. Now, what we say is quite key in the early years, the benchmark. Now, we have SATs at the end of primary school. We have GCSEs at the end of secondary school. So what do we have in early years? That's an interesting one, right?
It is,
What's the qualification?
Yeah.
The qualification, in short, is called school readiness.
Okay.
Right? So how do we describe school readiness? The easiest way, and in a layman's word, school readiness means that your child is able to meet the reception requirements as soon as they exit the nursery. So which means linguistic skills, it means numeracy skills, it means other, interpersonal skills that are required. Again, maturity, ability to function by themselves, eat themselves, dress themselves, a lot of stuff like that. So the earliest framework, in a nutshell, all leads to school readiness.
Right.
And, for us, school readiness is a key one. We have a very strong auditing system. So we actually do audits on a half-termly basis. And in each of those audits, we look at school readiness. And if there is a slip, then there potentially could be that there is need for some sort of additional support.
Yeah.
So we will alert the local authority about it for providing that support. So there's a detailed application process for that. And if for whatever reason, despite all of that, there still isn't progress, then we'll engage the parents. But there's at least 6 checkpoints of external auditing to double check on school readiness for the children.
Okay. So I'm glad you touched up on school readiness, because that was one of my questions. So it's great to see that you do focus on, obviously, confidence, independence as well of the children. Communication and social skills obviously will be looked at as well. And obviously you support children emotionally and academically. So just for the parents who are listening in, do you focus more on play as well? Or is it just structured learning?
Right. So that's an interesting one. This is more of a blended learning. In the earlier setting, no activity can be done without a purpose. Right? So even if they're playing, you're focusing on their gross motor skills.
Yeah.
Okay. You're looking at building up their sensory skills.
Yeah.
And each of the toys and everything like that. And this is all slightly new. I'm a secondary teacher. Each of the toys, each activity out there is there to build for something.
Yeah.
So there isn't anything without a purpose. So every single thing has a learning objective. How the toys are assigned, how the outdoor plays is organized, how the indoor play is organized, how each of those activities take place. For example, you'll have some of these bricks, they will look like real bricks, and you'll teach them how to, build blocks using actual plastic toys that looks like bricks.
Yeah.
Again, you train them up about the toilet and going there again with, assistance. So, you'll put sort of these climber type frames that you actually put in, but you train them up on, you try and get them ready on a toilet that looks like a toilet at home or a toilet at school.
Okay.
Right. So you're going to build that up. Again, when you're focusing on numeracy and literacy, you are doing activity-based learning. So it's not necessarily just reading a book, but then having a puppet that goes with it, having an activity that they're going to do outdoors with it, is going to be perhaps an external visitor that's going to come in, that's going to link into it as well. So it is all about embedding learning, but every single play in early years has a purpose.
Of course. Like they say, learning through play is key anyway. So for parents listening out there then, can you then explain what children will actually be learning as well? So what will you be focusing on in early years foundation stage, covering, I know you talked about communication and language, you talked a bit about physical development as well. Is there anything else that you would be covering?
Numeracy literacy. That's a real biggie.
Yeah.
So even for myself, when I go have a little chat to the children, I try to look at their fluency, oracy, sentence structure, Yes, it's a great piece of learning, really. Sentence structure, looking at how clear the communication is. Again, about number counting.
Mm.
So you have a core of English and maths
Yeah.
resonating through the EY that is being taught.
Mm.
Some elements of science.
Mm-hmm.
And how would you do that? You do that through some sort of play-based experiments.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So if I were to say, okay, which three subjects in primary school are you kind of building up almost straightforward? I would say English, math, science.
Okay, that's great. Will you be doing like creative arts as well or anything?
Yeah,
Yeah.
creative arts is of course part and parcel of it, but again, it contributes towards the numeracy and the literacy.
Great stuff.
So there's a real core sort of structure of numeracy and literacy, and the other stuff sort of build around it.
Mm. So let's talk about classroom sizes and attention, as I would call it. So what can parents expect then?
Right. So classroom sizes wise, again, it's a thematic approach.
Yeah.
So you'd look at various themed areas. So we've got a sensory area, for example, which is separate. Very large playground. I'd be delighted to say perhaps, I've looked around a lot of nurseries, but we've invested very heavily into the playground.
Mm-hmm.
So again, developing the gross motor skills, as they say,
Yeah.
climbing, using other skills, team building skills. Outdoors, for example, messy play is a big one
Yeah.
for children as well at the same time. So each area is actually segregated. There's a rest area for the children to go and have
Great,
some
yeah.
rest. There's a book reading area where they
Wow.
actually go and just literally read books.
Mm-hmm.
There is an area where perhaps would be the first where we're looking at with the summer coming up, where they're going to learn sort of pedal pooling, but a bit of swimming, as the time goes
Wow.
along.
Mm-hmm.
So a bit of pedal pool, yes, it's not that deep or things like this, but again, bringing up those initial sort of skills of swimming and so forth.
Quite a lot of activities there. So how then would you keep children safe? Because that safety of children is key and utmost,
Well,
isn't
we're
it?
delighted to know that with our inspection, it highlights that there's a strong culture of safeguarding at the Institute. And that resonates all the way from management downwards. And at the same time, what we do have is very strong method of supervision. So that is key. So the whole place has been designed in a way that we have a large hall. So you don't have like 20 different classrooms in 20 different places where staff are all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
So technically, if I were to sit in the hall, my eyes could actually cover. The line of sight would actually cover majority of the children.
Okay.
So that greatly helps. I know some nurseries have like segmented parts. So in our case, it's a very large hall, which is the core of the place.
Yeah.
Again, with the playground, it's one large sort of square shape
Right,
playground.
yes.
So if you stand at one side, you'll be able to see the last child on the other side. Almost, right?
Yeah.
About 90% of the time. So physical supervision is key.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, segregation, multiple layers of segregation, 2 layers of pickup as well. So, even if parents come in, there's 2 sets of doors that they're going to have to cross before they come
Brilliant,
in
yeah.
to pick their children up.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we invested very heavily in making sure that, external interference is not there, so children cannot be visible, even from the main road.
Yeah.
We invested in sort of new sort of fencing and mechanisms so they're never visible.
Yeah.
Staff or children.
Yeah, I've seen that around the building.
Yeah. So never visible as well at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Great amount of effort in training the staff, making sure everyone's trained to the advanced level.
Mm-hmm.
Great amount of training on reporting, working with offset inspectors, learning about reporting, picking up signs, rehearsing it, mocks. So that's one of the things. So as I said, we do 6 audits a year where we get an external
Yeah.
with inspection experience,
Mm-hmm.
prodding as if they were a stranger and
Yeah.
checking on skills. So great investment has gone in. Ofsted certainly recognized it. They put it in, and as I said, we're delighted to say with the first nursery which has been inspected under the new Ofsted framework, which schools are finding it difficult. So are nurseries, because it's a totally different way of doing things.
Yeah.
But we found it to be a far more focused on practice. So what we found the inspection to be is far more hands-on. So there was a less focus on simply looking at the paperwork. It was more focused on, okay, what does this translate to the child?
Yeah.
How does it look like in terms of practice? What happens?
Yeah.
So that's a great thing, really, to be honest. I'm far more bigger focus, just looking at data and stats and numbers. You can throw thousands of it. Nowadays with ChatGPT, you can probably create that within 5 minutes. But no, it was far more looking at how does it look like in practice. Far more prodding individual staff. Looking at each of their sort of skills and skill sets and so on and so forth. So yeah, I'm delighted to say the first nursery in Wolverhampton to be inspected under the new framework.
Brilliant.
And
Congratulations.
Ofsted has found safeguarding to be one of the strengths.
Excellent. Okay, so also, do you support children with special needs as well?
Yeah, so as I said, that's one of the core activities that we're undertaking. So what we do is that we have, of course, local authority support, but other than that, we also have an external audit of SEND and SEND needs. There's a mild SEND needs as well, which often don't get picked up, or or it gets picked up much later down the road in the nursery. So what we have got is we've got access to SEND specialists who are externals to our institution. As I said, sometimes when you're somewhere for every day of the week, 38 weeks in the year, you tend to sort of climatize with where you are. So we have an external mechanism of checking on SEND needs. In fact, we only had our SEND audit last week, and we looked at each child to double check, is there really a sign of, and it was great. We discovered 4 children, new children that are come in, and they do need that additional, and it's not a lot.
Help,
It's not a lot. Some of it is just really basic additional help. But I'm sure that will help their school readiness. And hadn't that been picked up, it's not going to happen. And we're hoping with the government's new initiative for SEND under the new white paper that there will be far more that the parents can expect. And we are certainly interested to engage with the parents to understand that and push their corner as well. And where the local authorities not inclined, give that extra push as well at the same time. But it's very, very critical that any SEND issues are picked up at nursery level, because if they get ignored for about 3 years, imagine in a school that they're for, let's call it, reception to year 6 years. So in that 6 years, imagine the school misses any SEND additional needs, and it doesn't have to be severe; could be just mild. Then what happened? That child is totally disadvantaged for life, because what they've lost out is typically 3 years in a nursery, 6 years in a primary school, and then the secondary then decided that they managed to do an assessment and find that out. So 9 years of their life they were without the appropriate support, which was available. So it's not that it wasn't, it just wasn't diagnosed.
Right. Okay, so you're listening to FYI for your information with myself, Alvina Ali, and we're just going to go and take a short break. But don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we will be continuing with the conversation with Brother Ashfaque Chowdhury from the Little Doves Nursery and preschool, also talking about things early years, childcare, and how to give your child the best start in life. So stay with us. If you've got a question for him, give us a call on 01902 972 150, or feel free to drop in on our WhatsApp service on 07 440 420 432. I'm just going to mention the number once more. It's 07 440 420 432. So drop us a text, and I'm sure Brother Ashfaque is here to help and answer any questions you may have. So we'll see you right back after the break. Welcome back to FYI on Iman 1 and continuing with our lovely talk and our conversation with Brother Ashfaque Chowdhury from Little Doves Nursery and Preschool. Now, we've talked about early years, childcare, and how to give your child the best start in life as well. Now, we're going to carry on with the conversation, and I've noticed we've got a couple of questions coming in via WhatsApp, and I will be dropping those in. But, Brother Ashfaque, if I can go back to you, you talked about the beautiful school, the playground, and also the hall. And you talked about the facilities that are available to children, as in game playing and things. So how important is outdoor play then for children?
Outdoor play is one of the most critical elements in developing children in early years. So the way it's evaluated is, if I were to say a couple of words about a nursery. So here I'm just reading out from the inspection report.
Okay.
The inspection confirmed that the children are happy. So outdoor play is one of the critical parts of being happy.
Yeah.
Safe and making continuous progress with strong safeguarding culture across the setting.
Yeah.
Now, the happiness translates for young people around if they're in a confined spaces. In nurseries I've seen, in confined spaces, that really affects their happiness.
Yeah.
If there is a play area, but there's nothing to play with, it really affects happiness. So you have a group of children trying to sort of, bargain with each other who's going to go after each other or queue up or things like those. So we've made sure that there's about 30 to 40 different types of toys and activities available, which I would count quite easily that, one a piece. So nobody's having to, wait for the other as they're coming out. But I would say, if you were to say percentage-wise, how does it contribute to his happiness? Outdoor play facilities, easily 30%.
Right. Okay, I'm going to go on to a question here. I know we've probably covered it and they might have missed it. And they're saying that, do you offer funded places for children?
Yeah, of course.
Right.
So, as I said, the majority of what we do is funded. So, the funding rules, again, for the benefit of listeners, has changed from September. So, if you knew the previous funding rules, they do not apply. So, who are the people who can actually now apply for 30 hours? Two parents who are working to the tune of about 180 to 186 pound a week, which is typical wage pretty much. If somebody gets a national minimum wage, if they're working about 16 hours, I believe, they'll get that.
Yeah.
So if you look at the benchmark, if dad is, working 16, mom is working 16, they're fine. They can actually get 30 hours of care. And from the age of just after 9 months all the way until just before 5 years.
Okay.
So that's one element. The second element is that and this is from age of 3 to 4, it doesn't matter whether both mom and dad are working or one is working. If they're 3 and 4-year-old, they'll get 15 hours universal. So they're just 15 hours like school. It's like they will get it.
Yeah.
There's no other evaluation criteria apart from nationality, of course. Nationality and the right to stay in the country. Other than that, there's no other evaluation criteria. Now, again, for those who are 2 years, now, if their parents, for example, 2 years and under, right? So not 3, not 4, 2 and under. Again, if their parents are on benefits or universal credit or things like those. So it recognizes there's kind of constraints in income. So for them, again, the eligibility starts earlier.
Yeah.
So the easy answer to that, yes, we offer funded places. And also a little plug, again, we like to go slightly above and beyond. We have also a £150 settling voucher for children, just to buy a few things. Sometimes, it becomes difficult if you have 3-4 children. It's a cost. So £150 settling voucher can help buying some uniform, buying some bags, kids' tools, investing in the child, whatever it is. But it's a special offer for Ramadan, but I'm sure we're going to continue until Eid or just after Eid.
I think that's quite a good incentive, really, isn't it? So you do have uniform then for your nursery?
We've got uniform because
Excellent.
I said they look nice, they look cute.
Yeah.
Yes, they wear the usual clothes, but then we have a jumper or pinafore or something like that. They just wear just to identify themselves being like a student. And again, that's part of school readiness,
Of course it is, yeah.
right? So we're not
Yeah.
asking for full uniform like schools, A to Z, but
Mm-hmm.
like wear one thing like a jumper that demonstrates that you're part of this nursery.
So within that incentive then, I know you do and you provide halal food. So are meals included within that sort of incentive, the £150 that you give, or is that something extra that parents will be paying for?
No, as I said, that's got nothing to do with anything. It's just literally a thank you to join.
Got ya.
Something just to help the child settle, buy some stuff for the child. It's almost like saying, here's £150,
Yeah.
buy something for your child to kind of start their nursery.
Okay. So you have then set some fees for food and...
Yeah, so what we do have is, as I said, for parents who do not want to give packed lunch. So there is, as I said, there is no imposition that you've got to
have the set
have
school meal.
Have the school meal.
Yeah.
So if you wish to give your own packed lunch, staff are there to kind of help them have it.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't, you're busy, you're working, especially working parents struggle because, it's early drop and everything else. Then we have a very, very cheap, probably one of the cheapest in the area in terms of meals. But as I said, we provide good quality halal meals.
Brilliant.
And we also have, alhamdulillah, this year, with the blessing of Allah, hygiene rating of 5. So again, it's probably as good as your, high-class restaurant that is out there.
Excellent. It's quite tempting, really, because I'm feeling that I need to visit your place. Let's talk about registration then. So how can parents register their children?
Okay, so again, we have innovated in this process. So unlike the need for, people are digital nowadays, people use their mobile phones. So what we've optimized the website, and we've got an online form. So you don't need to fill anything in physically. It's literally just go online. It's segmented out, so it's mobile friendly.
Okay.
So, when you normally have those very long forms, or you got those forms which are PDF, you got to print, and there's none of those.
Brilliant.
So just literally on your mobile phone, go to the website, click on apply, and it just segments the form. It cuts it out to smaller pieces, finish one part, go to the next, to the next, to the next, press submit, and it's done. Not only that, I think we're the first nursery in Wolverhampton to create something called virtual viewing.
Okay.
Right. So again, parents are busy people. They've got multiple other things in their life.
Yeah.
So the virtual viewing, what that does, it just allows you to see the place fully, as if you are walking in. So the virtual viewing is a 360, and not just like a Google Street View style.
Yeah.
So this virtual view is actually, it allows you to go to every single corner, to look at every single display, to look at every single furniture or toys, go outside in the playground, again, have a look at every single corner, go to the big playground. And I think, again, for nurseries, I haven't seen any that have the big playground. And as you know, Aladdin Centre has a massive football court.
It has, yes.
And we do take children for big runarounds or kicking the football or stuff like those. Again, you can see that. So it kind of makes half of your decision making easy. Sometimes people, I got to go and visit. And okay, we're allowing you to make 50% of your decision up front. See the place, fill the online application, and then, come and physically have a look at the environment.
Excellent. I think we need to plug the website now, don't we?
Yeah.
Are you going to remind listeners how they can get onto it?
Yeah. So it's littledovesnursery.com. So it's easy. It's all in one word, littledovesnursery.com. And if you just say, can you send me a virtual viewing, just a quick emails or a quick message on the messenger.
Yeah.
And we just ping them a link to the virtual view.
So can parents then visit before committing then?
Absolutely.
You're happy to?
That's absolutely done. But what we've done is we've broken that process up into two. So we're allowing virtual viewing, which means 50% of the time they can just see the place, at least make half their mind, and then come and see the place. So this allows people more options and more opportunities, really.
Definitely. Now, if a parent is unsure, what would you say to them?
I think if they're unsure, the only way out is come and see.
Come and see.
Come and see it live.
Yeah.
Look at the vibrancy, look at the children, look at the interaction, look at the place. And that is the only way out, really.
I'm going to go straight into a question that's come in, and it goes, how quickly do places fill?
Okay. So the beauty is, as I said, we started off with a little bit of a struggle, let's put it this way. the nursery was quite new.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't known to the community widely. I understand everything takes time for people to know about it.
Yeah.
And again, there was an existing setting which was run slightly differently, and we're running it differently at the moment. So the message going out was difficult, but we're getting great response.
Excellent.
So I've got to really thank the community for their response. Even in the Eid party, we had a couple of sign-ups. The people were quite happy, so they came. Some parents probably hadn't come to a party or something like that, and they came and they signed their other children up as well.
Excellent. Very inclusive as well. And I've got another question here, and it says, is it only for Muslim families?
No. So nurseries by nature are inclusive. It is for all
everybody,
all children, all families. So it is not exclusive for Muslims.
Yeah.
But what are we doing different for Muslims is giving them all the facilities that they need.
Yeah.
So being it halal food, being it doing things a bit differently, accommodating their holidays. As I said, the first time, and I'm pretty sure a majority of the nurseries wouldn't have given Eid holidays, but we have.
But maybe you'll set a trend for other schools and nurseries then.
Yeah. I mean, schools do.
Yeah.
So the good thing is the schools allow you, remember, up to one of, because we usually have slight variation of where mosques decide when the Eid day is. So schools kind of say, okay, you can take one day or the other day, depending on which one.
Yeah.
Nurseries, I haven't seen. So nurseries just carry on as normal. But yes, we've set the trend. So we've celebrated Ramadan very, very extensively. Displays all over the place. You have your glitters, you have your lights, your Ramadan displays, and it allows the child the sense of belonging.
Of course,
right?
yeah.
So the child's coming in saying, "Oh, my nursery is celebrating Ramadan." Wow. Or saying, "Oh, yeah, we had an Eid party today." Right? That's a big thing. Children really take those subtle messages very seriously.
So you're saying, obviously, you're diverse and you're open to all diverse communities out there as well. So, okay, so you're talking about celebrating Eid and Ramadan. Would you be celebrating Christmas, Easter and things like that with the children?
Yes, absolutely. So with every children and their families, we will make sure that their faith event is celebrated. So if it's a child who's celebrating Diwali, we'll do something special for that child.
Yeah.
If somebody, or there is a lot of children that celebrate Christmas, we'll do something special for them. So it's a very tailored approach how we deal with it.
Brilliant. Yeah, well thought out. Right, okay, so Brother Ashfaque, let's have a bit of fun now to finish. So I'm going to do a quick fire round. So whatever first answer that comes into your mind, just say it. Okay,
Sure.
So one word to describe little doves then.
One word to say is it's different.
Different. Okay. You're saying different. Obviously, you've given us quite a lot of in-depth sort of knowledge into the school, into your curriculum, into what obviously the nursery is tailored for. And let's talk about story time as well. Would you say story time or messy play out of the two? Which one would you pick?
I'd pick messy play.
Messy play. Okay. Favorite activity children enjoy the most?
Outdoor play.
Outdoor play.
Especially, the new climbing frame we got.
Okay.
They love it to bits.
And like you said, they'll be able to see that through the virtual camera and everything.
Absolutely.
Okay, brilliant.
Yeah. I haven't seen my nursery's got those.
Wow, okay. So early mornings or late afternoons?
Early mornings, I would say. Late afternoon, I've seen kids get a little bit
Tired.
tired, yeah.
Bit sleepy.
Yeah.
I suppose it's hard to keep them awake.
And
then,
remember,
isn't it?
we got sleep areas anyway. So some of them do actually take a nap.
Oh, okay, brilliant. Okay, tea or coffee?
Oh, for me, coffee forever.
Oh.
Yeah. Espresso.
Not
coffee.
Kodak chai, you know?
No. Goodness, espresso. I need something very strong.
Oh, okay. One thing every child should learn before school then?
Two, I would say. Numeracy literacy. Must. Must.
Okay. And the most rewarding part of running a nursery from your experience?
The hello that the kids say as soon as you walk in.
Okay. One thing parents worry about that they don't need to?
That's a tricky one. I think they worry too much about the central heating. I don't think they need to worry that much.
Okay.
The child's temperament in terms of hot and cold,
Yeah,
and our parents is different.
it
And
is.
as
You're
we
right.
grow older,
Yeah.
we are less sort of tolerant to cold.
Mm.
And kids absolutely, they love a bit less temperature. They don't like it like bubbling hot.
Yeah, I'm like that because when I drive past schools and it's a cold weather and you're sitting there, you've got your heater on in the car, you've got your coat on, and you see the kids just running around without their jackets and stuff because obviously they've got different sort of energy, haven't they? And obviously they're keeping themselves warm by keeping active as well. So
Now,
yeah,
I won't go that far, but I would say, their their inclination of hot and cold is different to ours.
2
in terms
hours,
of
yes,
temperature.
yeah. Mm.
Yeah, they don't like it. Like when it's stuffy and hot, they can't
Hot,
tolerate
no,
that.
children don't. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Indoor play or outdoor play?
outdoor all the time.
Okay, so if you could give one piece of advice to parents choosing a nursery, what would it be?
One piece of advice: make sure that it's tailored to your lifestyle at home. It's
Interesting.
going to support your lifestyle at home.
Yeah. Okay. So who's more energetic then? Would you say it's the children or the staff? I think I know what the answer is.
Children.
Definitely.
You
Okay.
can't beat the children.
And regarding the snacks that you have then, so who enjoys snack time more?
Children, definitely.
Children, definitely.
Yeah.
Not the staff, don't they look forward to seeing what's on the menu or trying new things out?
As I said, it's very much healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Healthy fruits, healthy snacks, stuff like those. So there's none of those junk business and whatever. That's how nurseries are.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say kids really look forward to snack time. I watched them today actually, and they were saying, "Hello, one is saying I'm having a carrot. Hey, it's my carrot." Yeah, so they do.
Excellent. Messiest activity that you've ever had? The messiest one.
Messiest one, wow. Sandy play, I would say.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I would have thought you would have said something like to do with paintbrushes and paint and stuff. No.
No, I think sand. I don't know. The kids just resonate with sand somehow a lot more than anything else.
Right.
They love the sand. Sandbox.
Right. Okay. I love that, and I think that really gives our listeners a feel for the heart behind Little Doves as well. So, Brother Ashfaque, is there anything else that you would like to share that we might not have picked up on, that our listeners might be, interested in or knowing more about?
Yeah, I think one of the most important things is many parents don't know that they're eligible.
Okay, yes.
And they really need to. It's a simple thing. Just type it on Google, type in your chat GPT, even better. A lot of parents are eligible. And what they're doing is basically, they're literally sitting at home where they could do something they enjoy. They like sports. I don't know. They might like sports, going out for a walk, getting all the critical shopping done. There's so many things parents need to do. If you're eligible, let the children enjoy themselves, and you, at the same time, enjoy yourself. Why lock the kid up at home?
Yeah, true. Like you says, you're right. Most people don't know what incentives are there, out there for them. And if you don't know, you won't know, So it's always best to try and see what support is available. If you don't know, do come and ask you, and obviously go onto your website. And is there a contact number?
Yeah. So contact number is prominently on the website. There's an online form. There's a contact form. There's all sorts of ways. As I said, you could come in yourself as well during term time, any day. There's no, like, you got a book from before or this or that. There's always the manager around to show people around. So that's always there. But as I said, the common misconception for parents is that, oh, my child is so young, I don't want them to get into a formal environment. But really, if you were to ask the child, the children's communication level at that time is, and they will think is not that great. If you ask the child, they would rather play with other children at that time.
Of course, yeah. Excellent. Well, tonight's conversation obviously highlights just how important those early years are in shaping a child's future. So thank you for that. From learning and development to care, safety and community values as well. Choosing the right nursery really does make all the difference. Again, is there an email maybe where people who might want to ask a question or, ask for advice? Is there something that
absolutely.
that can do
so
as well?
If they go to our website, which is littledovesnursery.com, so easy website, littledovesnursery.com.
Okay.
Yeah, so as easy as it goes. littledovesnursery.com.
Mm.
And any questions, yeah, doesn't have to be parents who just want to join us. We'd be happy to answer a question. Even if they just want to find out something, why not?
Excellent. So a huge thank you there to Brother Ashfaque Chowdhury then from Little Doves Nursery and Preschool for joining us and sharing an insight into this exciting new provision. Now, if you're a parent or carer looking for a very nurturing, structured and supportive environment for your child, you can find out more, and you can also register your interest by visiting the website, as Brother Ashfaque has said. And I'm just going to remind you, it's littledovesnursery.com. And remember, the best investment that you can make is in your child's future. So you've been listening to FYI for your information with myself, Alvina Ali. So join me next week for more conversations that inform, empower and uplift your community. So good night and take care. And thank you so much, Brother Ashfaque, for your company
Assalamu
today.
alaikum, and early Eid Mubarak to you, depending on whenever you celebrate it.
Yeah, well, I'm celebrating it tomorrow. So thank
Great.
you so